Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome back to Morning Breath. Today we've got some pretty cool news. We are working on a brand new fourth EP.
Witherword has only officially been a thing for about 2 years now.
Yeah.
So we're pretty impressed with ourselves that we're on our fourth EP already. And if you know anything about Witherword, you know that we do everything independently here in our Wither world, including recording. So every single EP or piece of music or anything you've ever heard has always been done independently. I have to give most of the credit over to this guy because he is the engineer. He does all the mixing, all the mastering, plays most of the instruments. Pretty much everything you've heard except for drums and
Random
trombone
sound effects.
and
Trombone.
cello has come from Ed. So,
And we've been fortunate to work with some, great musicians in the past, and we're hoping to again this time. We're hoping to bring in Patrick Hershey, who's a fantastic Phoenix area bass player. Who knows? We might decide to bring in other people, but yeah.
we may not have to because we're going for, as in a traditional Witherword style, every single one of our EPs is completely different from the other.
Yeah.
So this time we are going for an electronic folk sound.
Yeah.
We kind of thought we were being inventive here, and then I was listening to NPR the other day and they had an artist on and I really liked what I was listening to, and I was thinking in my head, oh wow, I need to send the name of this person to Ed so he can listen to it for some inspiration. And then afterwards they said, he's an electronic folk artist. I was like, wow, okay, this is a thing.
Perfect. So yeah, that's what we're aiming for this time. Kind of heavier sounds, bigger sounds.
Industrial, kind of lots of sound effects.
We mix sound effects and just other random stuff into what we're doing. So it's fairly uncharted territory.
It's going to be very different, but it'll still be us.
Yeah, which songs are going on this one?
Well,
what did we decide so far?
So far, we're going to title this the Clockwork Heart, which is also going to be a song on the album. It's a song Ed wrote, and we just thought the title was really cool, especially for an industrial sounding record. And we're hoping to actually get an artist to do our album cover. She's a comic artist. Her name's Mariah Pariah. Hopefully, we've talked to her in the past about doing it, so hopefully she'll come on board. So we think with the title Clockwork Heart, it's just going to leave room for a lot of inventive artwork to come along with it. And also kind of set the tone for the rest of the album. There's a song called Ordinary Robot that we wrote together, which also has a line in it about having a heart like a clock. So we're going to kind of expand from there. A song that I wrote called The Dragon is going on there, which is, we've just started playing that out pretty regularly.
Yeah.
It's a song about anger, actually, which is kind of ironic how we play it because it's very soft the way that we play it. There's a song, actually, that we're going to feature for you later today called Close My Eyes, which Ed wrote. It's got one of the most brilliant melodies, in my opinion, of a chorus that I've ever heard, so I'm excited to do that one. And then a song that we've been playing out for a long time called Love You in the Dark. It kind of has more of a pop sound to it, but this time we're going to take it to a whole different perspective and take a lot of that poppy element out of it. And there's a couple more. There's another song called Mannequin that is very bare bones in the works right now, but we think we might want to put that one on there. There's a spoken word piece called Free that we might want to put on there, which again, if you watch another one of our Morning Breath episodes, you'll understand that we've been very inspired by spoken word lately, so that's not that surprising. As well as a couple other things that we started and haven't finished yet, so we'll see if those make it on here or not. That being said, Ed, tell us a little bit about the recording process since you're kind of spearheading this.
The process for all of the albums has been pretty much the same. We just record whatever tracks we can in whatever order we feel makes the most sense. This time around, it's a bit kind of jumbled up because we're just kind of starting in different places, like starting maybe with guitars on one song or maybe with a beat on another song, something like that. I think the process for each song is going to be wildly different from the next song, even within the album. So it's gonna take a little while since we're going in such a crazy direction. We really want to try some stuff, and really have some fun. So for the tech folks out there, and you can write all these terms down and look them up if you don't know what I'm talking about. But the DAW I use is called Logic. It's exclusive to Apple, so only Apple computers can run it. I've used it for years. It's my recording software of choice. At least the mixing phase of all the albums has been done in Logic. There were a couple instances where I had to track drums in Cubase, which is another program. So once everything's in there, this time I'm starting to use more kind of crazier sounds and sound effects and stuff like that to kind of dress up the song and throw some weird elements in there. Like there's a company based out of Germany called Native Instruments, and they make a lot of cool models of real instruments and then kind of exaggerated synthesizers and sound effects and all sorts of crazy stuff. One of the things that I'm using on Clockwork Heart, for example, is an instrument they make called Damage, which is basically just really heavy drum sounds, industrial style, like noises that are kind of shaped into a drum kit. I'm really excited to use that because I've always wanted to, because the sounds are so cool.
It sounds really cool. I was pretty excited when he sent me it. That song is pretty much done besides the vocals, I'd say. So
yeah,
almost.
Yeah, just some fine tuning, but
it's pretty exciting.
I'm starting to use more Apple loops now. I never really did that in a project before. Finding sound effects and other rhythmic things that I just can't find in an instrument, or maybe I'm just too lazy to look for them. So I'll just like, oh, here's a cool loop, that'll do, blink, and then I'm done. And then just new kinds of sound effects too. Like I use Guitar Rig extensively when I'm recording any kind of guitar. Now I want to kind of take that to another level and use it for some really cool sounds that I've probably used for stuff on my own before, but not in a production setting. And that's really what this is. I'm thinking about the album as a whole. It's really different, really uncharted stuff. But it's nice because the rig is very portable. Like whatever we record in kind of has to be now.
We don't have a home, and we can't really afford studio time.
Yeah.
But we also don't really need it. So it's more about just finding the space and getting creative with what we have to work with. This week, we're actually staying at a good friend of ours. Let us stay in his place while he's out of town. So we've been working on a lot of this stuff now because we have the space to do it. Thank you, Josh. We might have some time in San Diego during our days. We might have some time in Arizona. We don't know, but we're going to take it on the road with us. Just fit it in between our crazy schedule somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the fun part is, like I said, it's a portable rig. It's just a MacBook Pro Apogee Ensemble interface. That's how we actually record everything. And then an extra channel strip that we use for vocals and probably some other stuff, probably for bass. I don't know yet. And we have a little tiny keyboard. Here. It's really, really tiny. That's the keyboard.
Ta-da.
So I'll use this for piano, hopefully, and drum stuff, and maybe even on stage eventually. We have our cool vocal mic, our SM7, which you probably have seen quite a bit. A lot of people use this in broadcast.
You've probably seen a lot of Instagram photos with us with that too.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's pretty easy. We just set it up in the middle of the room, and as long as it's a quiet space, and we're good to go because we can edit it all later. It's pretty incredible how easy it is to record these days. You don't have to spend an exorbitant amount of money on a record anymore if you do it right.
So it's easier for musicians like us, who we have to rely on ourselves for pretty much everything, to be able to put together an album or an EP or a single and get it out to everybody easily. We have to make some sacrifices, like you have to monitor on headphones. We don't have room for studio monitors. We don't have a space to listen. Even the mastering, we can't afford to take it to a mastering engineer. We don't have the time
or the money.
Yeah, especially not the money. So
I think if we had the money, we'd probably be doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Clockwork Heart. Look for that sometime in 2016. Possibly single first, and definitely the EP. Ed, tell us a little bit about the song that we're doing today.
The song today is called Close My Eyes. It was called Out of Phase, but I thought Close My Eyes sounded better, so maybe there's a subtitle thing going on. It's another one of those weird stream of consciousness type songs, kind of getting feelings out, but it all centers around a theme that I touch upon a lot in my songs. It's just the discord between my perception of myself versus everyone else, and how I view things in my head. That's really what a lot of my music goes into. It's a little weird, has a lot of weird chord changes and stuff, which I'm happy about.
I'm happy about it. I really like this song. It's a bit longer than some of our other tunes, but it's everything like we talked about the other day. Everything has a place in this one, so
Yep.
pay attention.
Yeah, pay attention. There will be a quiz. Without further ado, close my eyes. My eyes.
Oh. Mine are open.
I pick up the phone for the call, but I seem to have misplaced your number. Lost where the memories crawl under to die. My chariot races to save me, but I seem to have drawn some irony. Certain events have conspired to be almost comical. So I leave you a message with calling back digits, and my fingers they fidget as I wait more and more, feeling a bit out of phase, and the silence is most distressing, especially to the one who's undressing in my mind. And I've seen it all and imagined much more. There's no repentance for a lifetime sentence. Can I just close my eyes? Can I just fall asleep? Can I just close my eyes without pretending that you're me? Phonograph recordings erased from the Ministry of the Interior, saying they were an inferior record of past tense events. Heroes are born out of fire through considerable testing in laboratories, where fortune and failure are allegory for the facts of life. And I should be lucky, and I should be grateful, and I should be silent, and I should be you. Can I just close my eyes? Can I just fall asleep? Can I just close my eyes without pretending that you're me? I hear what you're saying, but open your eyes. Your dashing young man wears a feeble disguise. He knows not his heart, and he knows not his mind, and he trusts neither one, for they both feed him lies. just fall asleep? Can I just close my eyes without pretending that you're Can I just close my eyes without pretending? Without pretending, oh, pretending. I don't want to pretend anymore that you're me, that you're me. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you dig it. If you'd like to support these videos as our wonderful patrons on Patreon do, please go to patreon.com/Witherword. You can start at $1 a video. It's really easy, and we appreciate the support.
Yes, thank you.